Chipotle has been ordered to pay $600,000 in damages to 3 female employees that it was found guilty of discriminating against. Now, a federal jury in Cincinnati determined the fast casual chain wrongly terminated 3 former general managers on the basis of their genders and violated the Federal Family and Medical Leave Act. Now, keep in mind, Chipotle is not having a great year, especially considering the E. coli outbreak that has dominated headlines recently. Now, the jury awarded the 3 women a total of roughly $600,000 in damages. In court, Herman Mobbs, former area manager at Chipotle, was described as telling one or more of the plaintiffs, "There sure are a lot of overweight women working here, and you're too emotional." In another case, Elizabeth Rogers, who's one of the women that were in the lawsuit, worked for Chipotle in 2003 and was terminated in November of 2011. She alleges that her termination was retaliation for taking maternity leave under the Family and Medical Leave Act after she had twins. By the way, one of her children did not survive, and so she had to go through the heartbreak of that, in addition to getting fired from a job that she had been at for a very long time.
And I want to clarify this because it goes to the most heartless part of this. She came back to work while her other child was still in the hospital and stayed in the hospital for another month. Yeah. So one of her kids died, one of the twins died. The other one's still in the hospital. She's got to report back to work because she's used up all of her leave. Yeah. And they fire her anyway. Okay, so look, I love Chipotle. I got to keep it real with you. Even during the E. coli outbreak, I was like, is it over yet? Okay, so I'm biased here and I want to support them. And Chipotle en masse didn't do this. They did this in this specific case.
Yes.
Right?
This is not a corporate virus, as far as we know so far, right?
Yeah.
So it seems as though this happened at this chain and it was an issue. By the way, it's not like the women came in and they're like, yeah, we were discriminated against, and then the jury was like, okay, then we'll give you $600,000. There were clear cases of discrimination, including reviews, performance reviews that were perfect, right?
Yeah.
They were applauded in their performance reviews, and then all of a sudden they're fired.
So the guy who appears to be the main culprit here, and now they've won, so it's proven in court, is Herman Mobbs. He's the former area manager at Chipotle in that area. Mm-hmm. But they also went after Brian Patterson, who's a supervisor to Mobbs. Mm-hmm. But Patterson's the one that wrote all those glowing recommendations for them, or reviews for them, I should say. So he said in one case that the location had improved 100% since his last visit 3 months earlier. In another case, he wrote that the person was performing above expectations. So this is a very clear case. It's not like, oh man, they got fired and they just think, oh, it's because they're women. No, they had great reviews. Mm-hmm. And then the idiot manager goes, yeah, I don't like you because you're an overweight woman and you're too emotional. And even though you have great reviews, I'm going to fire you. That's proven in court. That's obvious. That's exactly why you sue for sex discrimination and why you win.
Yes. Okay, so this is an important story because I want to draw comparisons to this and what we've been seeing in the election. Okay, I know it's kind of crazy to make a political statement out of this, but it's important. Look, these are actual cases of sexism. Actual cases of sexism still exist, okay? And there are people who are going to deny it, whatever, that's fine. But the reason why I think a lot of people deny that sexism exists is because every once in a while you have very high-profile cases where sexism doesn't exist and someone is accusing people of being sexist, and then immediately everyone just wants to, discount any other accusation of sexism, right?
Just say it.
Yeah, Hillary Clinton needs to stop making it seem as though you're sexist if you don't support her, okay? Her camp is actually being very, very counterproductive to the feminist movement.
Well, so that's a really interesting point. I hadn't thought about it being counterproductive before. But you're right, that hurts women's rights issues if you make up stuff that is not provable. I mean, in the case of Bernie Sanders, the guy's got a 100% voting record on women's rights issues for 40 years. So if you claim that somehow his camp is being sexist, well, it's demonstrably false.
Yes.
And it falls flat, as it did in New Hampshire. More women voted for Bernie Sanders than Hillary Clinton. Well, then you're setting back the movement to get equality and fairness.
That's absolutely right. And look, has Hillary Clinton been the victim of sexism? Yes, absolutely, right? Every woman at some point in her life will experience it in one way or another. When people talk about her being shrill, when people talk about how she's always screaming all the time, when people talk about her being emotional, yes, that's sexism. There's no doubt about it. There's a double standard there. However, when you point to female Bernie supporters and say, oh, well, you know what? There's a special place in hell for women that don't support other women. Well, you turn people off to accusations about sexism and feminist movements, but you also turn your back on young feminists like me, right? And I don't want to be pressured into supporting one candidate over another.
But mainly the point I wanted to make about this story is that for you knuckleheads out there who think, oh, I'm not sexist, so sexism doesn't exist. Even if that's true and you're not sexist, and I largely believe you, it doesn't mean there aren't any sexists in the world. It turns out these women got discriminated against terribly. Can you not see that? Just because it's not in your bubble doesn't mean that it's not true. So in this case, it was obviously true. And I'm always amused that people who discriminate are and I guess it's perfectly appropriate, they're so stupid that they don't even know how to cover their tracks. They're like, you, that's doing a really good job. I don't like it that you're a chick. You're fired, right? You knucklehead. Of course how did that guy ever become a manager in the first place? I mean, you want to talk about men getting ahead sometimes when it wasn't merited. And of course, he promoted men over women, those women in each case, right? So that's why it was proved in this particular case in this area. It's more of a story about what still exists in the country. And it doesn't mean just because it happened in one area that it also happens at every job, right? Just means it happened in this case.
Right.
And it still happens.